No to NATO's proxy war and Biden's $80 billion military aid to Ukraine. No to Ukraine's joining NATO.
The United States is fighting a losing NATO war in Ukraine. It is spending a ton of money and political and diplomatic capital in Israel.
And 2 years now and 2 months of NATO determination to impose regime change on Russia. Well, how did that go? Biden promised within weeks he would turn the ruble, the Russian ruble, into rubble. He would impose sanctions so extreme and all-pervasive. And the US and NATO demanded every other country in the world comply. That's not what happened.
In 2014, the United States engineered, financed, and banked a fascist-led coup in Ukraine that overthrew the elected government of that country, abolished the elected parliament, and appointed a majority to the parliament of non-elected fascist leaders, and ordered them on first day to ban the Russian language and march on the eastern Ukraine to slaughter anyone who resisted the coup. And there were people who resisted, and I say more power to them. When Russia invaded Ukraine, it was not before the United States and NATO rebuilt the Ukrainian army and amassed 250,000 troops on the border prepared to slaughter the Russian-speaking people, 14,000 of them who they already murdered in their fascist-led regime. And today there are 1 million Russian-speaking Ukrainian refugees that had to flee to Russia to save their lives.
Amateurs making policy in the U.S., with Anthony Blinken saying just a couple of days ago, once again, that Ukraine will be part of NATO. It's quite clear that these folks are driving policies that could very well end up in a nuclear confrontation, a nuclear confrontation that none of us are going to be able to survive.
Money for jobs, schools, healthcare, housing, and environment, not for war.